introduction. I prepared a PowerPoint presentation. Let's just set it up. Okay, once again, good evening, brothers and sisters, and so glad to be here with you to share one of our topics for our Christian Life program. This is our talk number 7, and this talk is, as Brother Edwin had mentioned, is one of the talks that's really touched on the what purpose for Christ is. It talks about the family. And before I formally begin the talk, let me just share you a funny story. So I'd like to see my audience to be laughing, and also to make me also feel comfortable. Okay. Well, the story goes like this. It's about a minister who just passed away, and he was actually standing in line in the pearly gates, to see Saint Peter. And while he was standing there, there's this one guy in front of him who is a tall guy, wearing a very loud shirt and wearing blue jeans and black sunglasses. But anyway, when it's the guy's turn, Saint Peter called him, and he stepped forward, and he said, "My name is Joseph Cohen. I'm a taxi cab driver, New York City." And so Saint Peter looked up on his record, and after looking at his record, he kept really good-looking golden stuff and brightly looking silk robe, and he gave it to the guy, and he was ushered to the gate of heaven. So anyway, the minister actually saw it, so now it's his turn. So he stepped forward, and he said, "Saint Peter, my name is I'm Reverend Peter Still, minister of St. Mary's Cathedral." And so St. Peter looked at his record, and he grabbed a wooden staff and an ordinary robe made of cotton. And he gave it to the minister. And so when the minister saw it, he actually protested. "This is unfair," he told St. Peter. "How come I'm only getting this? How come that guy over there gets really good stuff?" And St. Peter said, "Well, Reverend, over here at Pearly Gates, we work by results. When you preach, people fall asleep. But that guy over there, when he drives, people pray." Okay. Well, our topic for today is slightly related to that because it has some form of prayer over there. So before I formally start, I just wanted to again briefly give the background of my family. Again, my wife is Rosemary Miranda, for those who doesn't know her. And we've been happily married for more than 21 years, and we were truly blessed with 2 children. They're grown up now. One is here, Joanna. She just recently finished the junior year at UNC Chapel Hill. My son, unfortunately, is still finishing his freshman year at Stanford University of California, and he'll be here like sometime in the middle of June. But anyway, as I've said, we've been blessed that when we were raising our family, we found this community, and all I can say is, it's truly a blessing to be part of this community when you are raising a family, because you learn a lot out of it, and your spiritual nourishment and your faith is continually be guiding, because you always get reminded of all the things, all the activities that this community is doing. Okay, so with our talk number 7 tonight, which is entitled the Christian Family. The goal for this talk is I thought you're seeing what I'm showing us. Oh.
Just gotta show up.
We just need somebody from Microsoft to get near.
I was gonna turn it off.
Okay, so our talk, which is talk number 7, is entitled, the Christian Family, and the goal of this talk is, to stress the importance of Christian family and, to gain some knowledge in building it stronger. When we talk about family, every one of us here are, has a place for it, right? Every one of us is a member of a family, whether we are, the brother, the sister, the parents, the father or the mother, and parents, we always have a place in a family. So this talk, encompasses all those members of the family. But mainly, since parents are usually the head of the household, it's also stressing the importance of the role of the parents. So here we're going to discuss a typical happy family, small family, or small medium-sized family, or even big or large family, whatever that is. And brothers and sisters, if you look on the situation of the family right now, as Brother Edwin had mentioned earlier, we actually we can see that it's kind of like 50-50, or maybe even on the other side of where we're having a lot of problems. But we see in our area like happy family, like especially when we go to church, right? After the mass, we see a lot of families going together, and we can see that they're happy. But at the same time, also we can see that there are also a lot of families that are struggling. If we go into other places, we can see that the families are getting challenged, and with all the problems that we have, even though we are advancing in our life, we can see that we are still having some problems. And with these brothers and sisters, this is the main focus of this talk. We wanted to try to find a solution of how we can build a stronger family, so that whenever we get our family in a typical situation, we know how to defend it, we know how to handle it. And with that, brothers and sisters, we need to go back, and we need to, look at how God really created us, or how He intends the family to be. Or in other words, we need to see what God's plan really is for the family when God created us. So I'm sure, when God created humans, or when He intends to, put family here on earth, He's got good intention in doing that, because God is an awesome God, and I'm sure He's got an awesome plan for us. So first, if we take a look when God created man, I haven't tested that one. I forgot. Okay. God intends the family to be, the basic unit of society. And what that means is, we're at the bottom, and that means, we are like the foundation. So it's very critical for the society to actually survive and be successful. The family needs to be a strong institution. And if we take a look on the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 27 to 28. I have actually an assistant here, so don't look for it, but you try to find me.
God created mankind in His image. In the image of God He created them. Male and female He created them. God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fertile and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and all the living things that crawl on the earth."
And in another chapter, in another verse, chapter 2, verse 18 to 24.
The Lord God said, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suited to him." So the Lord God formed out of the ground all the wild animals and all the birds of the air, and He brought them to the man to see what he would call them. Whatever the man called each living creature was then its name. The man gave names to all the tame animals, all the birds of the air, and all the wild animals, but none proved to be a helper suited to the man. So the Lord God cast a deep sleep on the man, and while he was asleep, He took out one of his ribs and closed up its place with flesh. The Lord God then built the rib that He had taken from the man into a woman. When He brought her to the man said, "This one, at last, is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one shall be called woman, for out of man this one has been taken." That is why man leaves his father and mother and clings to his wife, and the two of them become one body.
And as we can see, brothers and sisters, God really intends, for a family to be, male and female, procreating, and as you can see, this very definition or meaning of marriage is getting challenged right now, right? It's one of the hottest issues that we are having, and we are so blessed that we've got a church to actually defend this for us, and we know that these forces that's pushing this the attack on this will of God is really very strong, right? In fact, even our president, which is I know he's a devout Christian, they were able to convince him, and even Manny Pacquiao, if you don't know, I read sometime in the news, he got in trouble about this. He got banned in one of the malls in LA, that he cannot go there or do promotions because apparently he was quoted that although he not condemned, but he doesn't support same-sex marriage. I think he was quoted in one of the Bibles where something like the gay should be killed or something like that. And the gay community in LA, in California, I know it's very strong over there, right? Got really offended, and they wanted to ban him. But I think they're trying to fix that one. So God's plan for the family is getting challenged. This is one of the things that's getting challenged. And another one that God intends us to have in our family is He wants it to be a place for teaching and training children. So again, as parents, He wanted, He wanted the family to be the place where we transfer our values, our wisdom, our knowledge to our kids. And the teaching is not really formal, and it goes into in our everyday living. We show the kids how how they should behave, and we teach them how all